play so many shows that you see what's happening. You see what bands are coming up and what's going on. I think the type of music we play, stuff like what we play, the Cro-Mags, bands like Agnostic Front, stuff like that is always relevant because it's just real music by real people. We play instruments, we play as hard as we can, we play the best we can, and we say what we want to say. And I don't think stuff like that ever really goes out of style, you know, because we're not really looking for fashion, so fashion doesn't really affect us. Something comes up and it goes away, and it comes up and it goes away. Elements of it stick around. So whatever's like happens to be the hot thing of the day, that's constantly changing, you know. So I don't really worry about it. We just do our thing, do the best we can. We really try hard every time we perform, you know. Try to make our songs the best we can make them. We try to perform to the best of our ability, you know. And if you try to be consistent in your performance and in your writing, you really, I don't think you'll ever get outdated, you know. This is what I always wanted to do since I was really young. First time I ever listened to aggressive music, you know, Black Sabbath or whatever, I loved it. It just grabbed me, you know. And then later on, when I found punk and hardcore years later, it was the same feeling, but with something to really say. So it was, to me, it was very relevant. And the other guys in the band are the same way. It's just it's very natural. It's for us to do this, you know. We never looked at it like, oh, we outgrew that. A lot of people I know that they used to go to shows, they come back and they're like, oh, you know, I'm grown up now, I outgrew it, I got this going. And that's fine and cool, but I never felt that this was something that you could outgrow. To me, this is something I'll take to my grave. It's not something I'm ever going to outgrow or look back on and laugh. I'm going to look back on this as the proudest and finest moments of my life. At one point when we did that Built to Last record, I had a lot of influence on that. I was saying, you know, we're really abrasive and all that, but I think that I want more inspiration in the sing-along department. Like old hardcore, there were always pile-ups. It was always, you'd see Murphy's Law and the great sing-alongs. You know what I mean? You'd see these different bands. It was like the chorus was a pile-up. Nobody piles up anymore, but that was always something I liked. I liked the sing-along, you know what I mean? The soccer chant kind of vibe. So I just wanted to incorporate that into Sick of It All more, and all the other guys felt the same way. So we just did that record. We tried to make it a little more uplifting rather than dark, because the last record, Scratch the Surface, before that was so dark. So it was sort of conscious, but it wasn't like we, hey, let's lighten up our sound. It was more like, let's do what we think would make us better and make us more like, you know, bring out more of our influences. Because that was a style that we hadn't really gone into that much because we're not really great singers, you know what I mean? So it was something we kind of always shied away from. But on that record we tried it, and now it's a part of our sound. We go from the real abrasive to the sing-along, and I feel that it makes for a better show overall because you have variety, and it's more crowd participation, you know, rather than people just watching you like, yeah, these guys are really brutal. People are encouraged to join in, which is basically what hardcore is all about. If you want to really make an impact on something, you have to go in, you know, head first. There's no other way. Obviously, I never went to college because I was touring all the time through all my teens and 20s. But, you know, you get educated because you see the world and you meet people. Your mind opens up. I look at that as a bonus, something that I really acquired from doing this to keep my mind open. But then at the same time, you have to give up comforts. You have to give up things you like to do, you know, other things you want to pursue. You see so much and you meet so many people that it kind of opens your mind and you become a less miserable person from temporarily miserable because you're not eating and you're sleeping in bad conditions, but like it makes you like I don't want to put my whole life into something that's negative and destructive. You know what I mean? I'd rather put my energy and my life into something that at least when I go home at the end of the day I feel like, you know, I did something and maybe somebody can relate. Maybe somebody can relate. That's as far as I'm going to go. I'm not changing the world. I'm not changing, you know, anybody's life or whatever. I'm not some savior. I got no kind of knowledge that's going to save the world. But what I'm saying is I got problems, and if my problems are there for you to see, you know, maybe you got problems and you realize you're not alone in the world, you know, because the world's a rough place. It's like a communication thing, you know what I mean? It makes you feel better, you know? I feel like I'm feeling better as the years go by instead of worse, and I think that's the whole that's the whole idea, right? I guess that's what I was trying to do, you know? You future is what you make it. We're just going to play, write songs we want to write, play our shows, do our best, and who knows? You know, I don't know how long it's going to last, but I don't see it ending anytime soon either. So, you know, every day is the same thing. I'm just going to keep doing it. We're going to keep doing it. You know, we have no designs on quitting, no desire to stop.